So now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Web services JSON. All right, JSON, J-S-O-N, JavaScript something notation. I don't remember what it is, but let's do it.
So now we're going to talk about the other
object notation, of course. Anyway, so let's write this down before Chuck gets into ignoring three-quarters of the slides he puts up. Is that how many he ignores? Nah, probably just a quarter of them. It's still significant. All right. Also, I started dating them right here because it's a secret. I've got this secret project I'm making, and once I'm done making it, I'm going to make a video, and I'll show you guys. Or we'll do it live. We'll see. Anyway, regardless, JavaScript Object Notation. Let's jot that down. JavaScript Object Notation. Boom. What does this mean? Why JavaScript? JavaScript object. Do they use JavaScript in video games? I don't know. So a couple of people, Douglas Crawford, Douglas Crockford. Hold on. Discovered JSON. Okay. Object literal notation in JavaScript. I hope this is a good story on how he discovered it, because I'm kind of interested. Is it just like this guy? I'm sure this is Doug Crockford. I'm sure this is the guy. I wonder if he just, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go.
Serialization format Java. So now we're going to talk about about the other serialization format, JavaScript Object Notation. Chances are good, as you go out there, you will very likely encounter more JSON than you will XML. Not that XML is bad. XML is better for rich and hierarchical documents, whereas JSON is best for just pulling data out of a system and moving it between two systems with the minimum of fuss. This is Douglas Crockford. I have a great interview from him. He's a funny guy, very, very smart. He claims he didn't invent JSON, he discovered it, because it really is based on the literal notation for JavaScript. And it actually looks a lot like the Python literal notation for objects and for lists. Now, Douglas Crockford is quite a sense of humor. He wrote this book called JavaScript, The Good Parts. That's the little one right there. And then JavaScript, A Comprehensive Guide. And the sense of humor is all the stuff that's in JavaScript that's not too useful. And while this is sort of a tongue-in-cheek, it also is trying to say that JavaScript, what Crockford is really saying here is JavaScript is a great language as long as you avoid the tricky bits and sort of keep it very, very simple. And JavaScript is indeed a great language. But JSON comes from JavaScript. You can read about JSON at json.org. JSON is not an international standard. It's not like an RFC. It really is. Douglas Crockford decided to register JSON.org and typed in some pages, and people started reading it and people started using it. And partly that was because it was truly derived from the JavaScript JavaScript literal syntax. So we're all ready to code.
All right. Good story, somewhat. We might look into that later, but right now, let's write this down. All right. Pardon me. So, what are we going to call this? Example. Okay, we'll put it right here and act like it's part of this. All right, so we'll say import JSON, okay? Data equals. And there's going to be three things. I was making something in Python yesterday. Another little secret. I might make a video about the little thing I made. And this right here, Also, I used only ChatGPT to do it because I mean, look how far we are on Python. But ChatGPT's got all the answers regardless. But yeah, this is the way to do basically like, it's like a literal. It's like the template literals in JavaScript, except for it's a little bit different. I didn't get too deep into that, but that's what's going on here with these triple quotes right here. This is kind of like template literals, kind of not. But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into all that stuff. But let's set this thing up. We're going to have this whole thing. It's going to be like our, what is the thing called? Hold on. It's going to be like, you know, making a function in JavaScript. So let's do this. Do that. And then we'll say right here. Let's go here and say name Codeman S. Let's go like this. That's not good. There we go. And to make this easier on us, let's get this. Let's copy it from this quote up to here and get the tab and the new line and just do that. Just drop them off here. Hopefully we don't have to do too many cut and paste. Okay, and so now let's also do all the punctuation while we're at it, just so we don't have to do it. All right, so let's drop this down. Actually, let's do this, and then move it over like that. And inside of here, let's. Oh, it's so annoying. Whatever. Man, I hate doing this. All right, here's that, and then move it over to, and then let's have another set of quotes. All right, and this and another set of quotes. All right, let's get this. Put a comma here. Drop it off. All right. And then let's drop this while we're at it. Let's drop a comma right here. Is that cool? Is that even cool? What's this one? This one and this one? This one matches this one. So we need to bring this one back? I don't know. All right. And then we've got another set of this. So let's grab this. Actually, let's grab this and drop it here. All right. That's going to be the email. And then we've got another set of this right here. We'll just drop that here. And then this goes back further. I don't know why this one's so... Oh, no. This one goes back for some reason. This one matches this one. All right, so let's type the stuff in there. Let's type the stuff in there. Phone, we've got type right here. To pay. Type. Number. Then we got email. Whoa. What am I missing? What am I missing? All right, this needs to be up there. This needs to be up there. This, I wish this was okay, let's make this bigger. What a pain, right? This is how they used to do it back before they invented ways to do it better. So we've got this, okay, number, and then after that we need a closer, which is this one. Let's cut it and paste it. All right. And then we've got this, which also needs a closer down here. Let's do that. Boom. Yeah, that's more like it. That's definitely more like it. All right, so we've got type number. This is nothing. We've got email here. Email. Right here we've got hide. We got yes. Yes. And that should be good. All right, so now we've got some stuff down here. We're going to say info equals JSON.loads. We'll do data. All right. We'll say print. we're going to put name like this. We'll have info. We're going to have some brackets and some quotes, and inside of the quotes we'll put name. All right, and then we'll say print here, and we will have some. Oh, there we go. Let's put this. Let's grab this because it's basically the same set format, and just change it up. Name is now going to be hide. Info, we're going to have email here, then we're going to have another one. Email, we'll have another one of these after it. Email at hide. There we go. All right, so let's look at this and try to figure it out before, but we're not going to, let's not give it too much time if we can't get it. So we're going to import JSON. That's the first thing, all right? Then we've got the data. We're doing this little template, little kind of thing. We're going to have a an object right here. So this whole thing's an object right here. Actually, the whole thing's an object, right? And then we're going to have right here a name and then my name or Chuck. I'm putting my name. You put your name, right? Phone number, right? Type is going to be international, ENTL. Phone number is going to be +1 234 567 8. No, 567 8901. There we go. Is that 10 digits? That's 4 7 3. Yeah, 10 digits plus 1 11. All right, cool. So now we've got email like that. So now we've, oh, pardon me. So we've got the phone number. Phone is going to be an object with type international. Number is going to be a phone number with the country code on it. And then we've got an email property with an embedded, a nested object that has hide and yes on it. I guess that's cool. All right, so info.json, info equals json.loads data. All right, so loads must be something that comes in from the import JSON thing, right? And then we're going to load data. And the data is going to be what? The data is going to be part of the JSON, and then we're going to print the name, colon, and then we'll say info equals the json.loads, okay, at name. All right, let's let him get into it. I think I get it. I think I get it, but I don't know. We'll see what he says. Let's go.
Here is some Python that's going to process some JSON. Keep it straight. Python, process JSON.
True.
So again.
Also, let's write this down. Maybe this will give me a hint, because this thing was in the way. Let's put this right here in the phone number line. Tab it over a little. JSON represents data as nested lists and dictionaries. JSON represents data as nested lists and dictionaries. Nested lists and dictionaries. Okay, this is JSON nested lists. Yeah, that's what this is. These are nested dictionaries, but still. I mean, it's objects if it's in JavaScript. It doesn't matter. All right, let's listen to him talk about it.
And I'm using the triple quoted string here. Now you'll notice the syntax that we are using is not angle brackets, but instead curly braces. And so the curly brace, and then within the curly brace, you have key value pairs, name, colon.
Okay, I get it. He thinks we know what this triple thing is. All right, so I don't think he's ever going to explain it. I think he, in his nerd mind, thinks he thinks we know what this means. So let's go ask the expert, because we're not going any further until we know what this triple quote is. Boink. Let's go. Let me go fetch ChatGPT real quick. ChatGPT. All right, here we go. What's... Hold on. Triple quote. Triple quote. All right. Mean in Python when making JSON? In Python. Let's just do that. Multi-line strings. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Okay, so it's a doc string. You can have multiple lines. So is it a comment or a string? They're strings, not comments. Doc strings, which can be considered a form of documentation. All right, let's go fetch our little thing. Let's actually check this out ourselves. Delete that. Copy this. Push Control Z. Boom. How about in this context? How about in this context? Boom. Come on. Don't give us that. Yeah. Regenerate. Come on. I'm making a video here. All right. So in this context, the triple quotes are being used to create multi-line string that contains JSON data. This string is then likely used to input to a function that parses it, such as JSON.loads. Yeah, that's what we are doing. In Python, to convert the JSON string into a Python dictionary. Here's the breakdown. The data variable holds a multi-line string representation, okay, of JSON formatted data. The triple quotes allow us to span the string across multiple lines for readability to avoid the need for new character lines. The triple quotes are used to define a multi-line string, not a comment or doc string. The string itself contains JSON formatted data, which is parsed by JSON.load into a Python dictionary. Okay. So in this context, it's a multi-line string containing JSON. True. True, but I'm still confused. All right.
Key, colon, value. And both sides have brackets, but instead curly braces. And so the curly brace, and then within the curly brace, you have key value pairs, name, colon, Chuck, and the key, colon, value. And both sides have quotes. You can also have objects within objects, curly brace, key value pairs, key value, key value. Looks a lot like Python. And then you can do this. And so this is a structure that has one key value pair that's a string, another key value pair that's an object, another key value pair that's an object, and then these are key values within those contained objects. So this is a string that again probably was retrieved across the network from some other place, and we're going to pass that string into the JSON library load S. Load S stands for load from string. So it reads this, parses it, looks at all the white space. White space, again, doesn't matter too much here, unless it's in between double quotes. The white space doesn't matter. And so it parses it and then returns us a dictionary. So the thing that's different about JSON is that its structure and representation are simpler than XML. So in Python, everything either comes back as a dictionary or a list, or a dictionary within a dictionary, or a list within a dictionary, but it's all dictionaries. It's not a separate structure that you have to do gets and finds and find-alls and lookups. So it's right there. So when we get this back, because this is a curly brace, info is a dictionary. And so we can just use the standard syntax of Python. Info subname. Well, that will bring... Let's.
Okay. What? All right. This is the part messed me up right now. This loads part. Load S. My bad. Hold on. Let's go back to ChatGPT and figure this out. What's the load S? What's this load S thing? What's this load? Hold on. Let's give it something even better to say, to work with. Let's get rid of this again. Let's do our little trick. Let's get all of this. Let's do a Control Z and let's dump it in here. All right. So in very simple terms, explain this. Python. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. ChatGPT's been acting bad since the 01 preview came out. All right, let's do it again. Actually, also, it's like 8:32, and probably a bunch of businesses are using this thing to do a lot of work that they should have been doing yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's quite possible. I mean, it's literally 8:33. It's 9:33 on the East Coast right now. So, yeah, they're at work over there. All right, let's do that. Boom. So here's a very simple explanation. Import JSON tells it to use the JSON model, which helps work with the data that's formatted as JSON. A common format for storing and exchanging data. Pardon me. We're going to create a multi-line string. That's this thing. We already went over that. The variable data is holding a block of text in a JSON format. This text contains information about a person's name, phone, and email. True. We're going to convert the JSON string to a Python dictionary. All right. So info equals JSON.loads data, load S data takes on JSON, takes the JSON string, the data, this stuff, and converts it into a Python dictionary. All right. So it turns this data into a Python, this string into a dictionary. Okay. This allows us to access the data using keys like name and email. So it parses, so it just turns the string into an actual dictionary. Okay, I get it. So that's what load S does. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So print the name and email. Yeah, that's what that is. Let's see, this is the easy part. Info at name. So info, which is this thing that has been turned into a dictionary, at name would be print this. Hide info email. Pardon me. Info. What? Info. Where's info? Oh, info. Info at email at hide. So it'll print yes. So it's going to print codeman S and yes. All right. Okay. Now we're smart. Now we can watch this and be bored, which is a lot better than watching this and being confused. Let me tell you that much.
Clear this. So info subname, we'll go find Chuck. So if you compare that with the XML, that's just a lot easier. Now, when we have info sub email, that's this thing. So info sub email is that thing. And then sub hide is this. So that's what comes out here. Okay, so it's really...
Is there an echo in here?
Dictionaries and lists. We haven't seen a list yet, but this is a set of nested dictionaries that it parses. And it's equally simple in other programming languages. This is a little more complex version where the outer element is a square bracket, which means it's going to be a list.
Okay. So let's write this one down because we need our practice on stuff that sucks so that we can appreciate stuff that's easy later, right? Exactly. Let's do that. Import. Let's oh, we can't, there's not really much we can reuse. Import JSON. All right. We'll do input now equals triple quotes. Hold on a second. Okay. Input equals triple quotes, and this time we're going to be making an array because it's in Python right now. Pardon me, JavaScript right now. and then it'll turn it into a list once we turn it into Python. So this array is going to have this stuff in it. Actually, no, let's back this one up. Let's drop this in and then put a set of curly braces in here. All right. How about like that? All right. So now we've got that. Let's bring that over here. Okay. And then on this one, we're going to have that. Oh, what kind of formatting is this? Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it the kind we're used to. We'll do this. All right. All right, let's grab this. Let's drop it down. Let's grab this. Actually, how about this? Let's grab this. Bring this back up and drop it down 2 times like that and get rid of this one. That's a little more professional, right? All right, so we've got that one, and then we can just take this. We can throw a comma on here. Take this and slap it down like thus. Yeah, now we're cool. Okay. So now we got this. Let's throw ID 001. ID. We've got 001 here. Then we've got, what is this? 2. That's not 2. Then we've got X. Let's put Chuck, actually. How about that? That's not how you spell Chuck. Chuck. And then we've got name. And we've got X. Okay. And then right here, we've got ID 009. So we just take this and throw this here. We got X7, so we'll take this and do the same. And then turn this into 7. Turn this into 9. We could have just taken all of them, huh? Well, whatever. We could have just done this, but we didn't, so whatever. Maybe next time. All right, drop this. Name Chuck as well. Change these Chucks to the man himself. Codeman S. All right. Codeman S. Boom. All right, so we've got that, and now let's do this stuff. Looks like we can take this print line and this info. All right, let's just take it all the way up to this triple thing right here. Drop it off. And then we'll have also, okay, JSON loans input. Let's change data to input. All right, and then we've got user count instead of name. User count. And then we'll do lin info, so the length of info. Lin info. All right, and then we've got down here a for loop. We'll say for item in info. We're going to print, and then we'll put in quotes name, comma, item, space item. We're going to also have name in quotes in here. And then we'll do that 2 more times with some other stuff. So we'll take this, drop it off 2 times. Name's going to be ID on this one. And then an attribute on this one. Attribute. All right. Then we got item, we'll put X here. And then we're going to put ID here. Like thus. Okay. And that looks like this. Let's look all the way through it. Yes. 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 Does there need to be space here? Yes, there does. Or does there? I don't remember how print works. Anyway, lin info. For items and info, we've got this stuff. We're going to print the name item. Okay, so let's look at what this does first. Okay, so we've got the input. So we're doing this. JSON load. So it turns this into a list. It turns this this array into a list. This JavaScript array into a Python list with some dictionaries in it, right? So now we're going to print name. We're going to do a for loop for item and info. So we're going to go here to the first one. We're printing out name, which is 001. We're going to, pardon me, the actual string name space, and then we'll have 001 because it's going to be item at name, all right? And then ID, item at ID, and then print attribute. Attribute will be item at X, item at X, item at X, X2, ID. Oh, so first it prints the name, which is codeman S. Okay, ID, which would be 001, and then the attribute, which would be X2. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of out of order, but I guess it was there just to keep us on our toes. How about that? Regardless, so that's what it's going to print out. It's going to print codeman S 001 2, and then it'll print out codeman S 009 7. All right, so that's what's going to happen. Now let's listen to him talk to us. You know what I'm saying. Let's go.
And so we have a list of 1, 2 things. So this is a list of 2 dictionaries. So there's 2 dictionaries inside that list. So again, we take this string and we load it into, use the JSON parser to read the string and give us back, in this case, info is a list. It's got 2 items. If we print out info, it'll give us 2. And we're going to iterate through. And so if we're going to iterate through, item is going to first be this, and then it's going to iterate to this. And it's going to print out item sub name, which is going to print out Chuck, item sub ID, which is going to print out 001. Now you'll notice that there is no attributes, and that's because JSON is simpler. But we can have the X, and it just is another item, so we say item sub X, and that's going to print the 2 out. And then it'll iterate to the next one, and it'll print out the same thing for those guys. And so JSON is simpler because you can't represent as complex a data structure, or you have to compromise and map it into a simpler data structure, but then it is lists and dictionaries, and so once you've got it parsed, it is easier to understand and to make use of.
Oh!
So that was quick. So that's partly why everyone likes JSON better, is once you have come up with a format that you're going to send it back and forth, it's easy to make it, and it's easy to read it. Now what we're going to talk about is sort of moving up a level. If you've got all these data formats and URLs that you can hit to pull those data formats down, what approach do you do as you start to construct applications that increasingly go from a single application to a networked application?
We'll find out next time. All right. So there's old young Chuck. So let's go to the question. What will the following code print? Print info 1 at name. Okay, so let's go through this as if we're going through this. All right, so we've got JSON, we've got data. You know what? I clearly do the same thing, but at the same time, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, whatever. Info 1 at name. So we're going to make info is this, what is this thing called? This JavaScript array turned into a list with a dictionary in it, with 2 dictionaries in it. So info at 1, so 01, at name, Mrigorish. Okay, that person. It'll print out Mrigorish. All right, check the answer. Looks great, and submit it. All right, now we're on to web services, service-oriented approach, and we'll see you next time.